Mapalomalia is a web tool to create geological models in 3 dimensions fast and easy that can be shared with whom you want. In this demo, we will use a few maps and cross-sections created to show the geology of Aburrás Valley, where Medellin and other cities of Colombia are located. We are going to turn it into a 3D geological model that you can share in the web. We are going to start by loading a digital elevation model with the topography of the region. This model comes from the Aster project directly and has not been processed. We will continue loading a file with maps and cross-sections of Aburrás Valley. The files we are using are shapefiles created at the Afit University by students and professors of the geology department. Mapalomalia processes the files to have the metadata that allows it to do everything without provoking pain to the user. There are several files and the processing requires some time. While the files with the geological data are processed, we will create the geological model. We can create this as a plain model, just georeferencing it and editing it from Mapalomalia. However, we will do it with the files. We select the loaded files, and from that loaded files we select the base map of Aburrás Valley geology. In the digital elevation model, we select the Aster geotype and we select the geological unit that we want to see in the map. We select the loaded files. In this case, the EPSG code and the limits of the model are optional. We can see that the EPSG code and the limits of the model are imported from the base map. When the base map finishes processing, we can see the 3D visualization of the base map. We see that there are certain peaks that don't exist in real life. This is because artifacts that have not been solved in the Aster topography file. These kinds of artifacts are hard to detect just looking at the hill shape or the contours, and they can generate problems. We can see in our model the different formations and a legend with their names. Let's continue by creating a few cross-section. We select the file with the geological profile, we select the name of the unit in the file, and we wait for it to process. Adding our first cross-section, the map becomes a little translucent. We'll repeat the operation for other cross-sections. These cross-sections can contain coordinates x and z, y and z, or coordinates in any line. It's also common that the files we are loading have an exaggerated topography to make them easier to draw and to make other operations. This is made by geologists because geographical information systems are not designed to draw cross sections. As Mapalomalia is designed to do that, it does not require such transformation. However, Mapalomalia has a field to import the files with the exaggerated topography. In Mapalomalia, topography is exaggerated at the request of the user and not before starting to draw. We know how important this is for a geologist. We are going to load more cross-sections into our model. We can load at the same time several cross-sections without waiting for them to process. And in this way, we save time to the user. Doing this does not affect the user in any way because everything is processed in the server. The cross-sections and the maps are processed so that you can manipulate the data in an easier and more adjusted way. But without forgetting that they do not only have to look nice, they also have to be correct if someone else wants to use them. And another more cross-section. And that's how we end up with a 3D geological model in the web. This model can be shared with who we want, and who sees it won't have to install any plugin or expensive tool. He only needs a modern browser like almost anyone has. This model will make it easier for you to work in a team, that you can explain the challenges or benefits of a project, and will save you a lot of time and headaches preparing a presentation. Mapalomalia wants you to transmit easily your geological knowledge with whom you want, be it your customer or your team, and that this knowledge is ready to be reused in presentations, calculations, or simulations without any extra effort. You are dedicated to geology, and that's why we created Mapalomalia.